Welcome, everyone, to the SERL American Ethanol Series Season 2, Race 25 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a 1.5-mile oval. And I think when a lot of people, especially NASCAR fans, hear 1.5-mile oval, they're going to be like, this race is going to be another boring race. But in this case, in the SERL at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, that is not the case at all. And if you did not believe me, look at the races last season. Or if you don't want to, look at the race yesterday, the Domino's Pizza Trucks event, where we had a total of 8 different leaders, and we had several more lead changes. A ton of 2 wide, 3 wide, almost throughout the entire field. And the amazing thing about this is how it wasn't like once they were able to do this, they crashed. We were able to do this lap in, lap out, lap in, lap out. I think we even had green flag runs that lasted for maybe 10 laps or more. It was close, and overall, it was just simply great racing, and this huge crowd is going to be able to see that. And I think that we will see very similar things in this race. And also, I said it in the truck series, and I'll say it again. This is a race where I think the championship could be won or lost. And after last week's event at Road America, we now have a new face atop of the point standings. Yes, I said a new face. We have not had a new face atop of the point standings since Dale Scott when he took the points lead after the conclusion of race number 7. So Dale Scott, he's been the points leader from race number 8 to race number 24. The longest streak by any driver, I believe, in the SCRL. And now, the new points leader is the driver we're looking at, Andrew Gorman, who had a great finish. And overall, the past 2 weeks, he went from looking like his championship hopes were done to now being in the catbird seat. But to me, he's got to avoid the trouble and finish good, because the thing is, while he did take the points lead, he only it's only the difference between him and Dale Scott is just 1 point. And while these two are separated by 1 point, Dean Orton, 3rd place in points, who also finished. Actually, he did not finish in front of Dale Scott. Dale Scott finished 1 spot ahead of him, but Dean Orton, he's still close in this race. Dean Orton, 14 points behind, so he could easily take away this points lead. But him and Dale Scott also need to avoid trouble. And last week, oops, that's not what I want to do. We had 2 new additions to the championship picture: Torin Deeter and Daniel Voyles. These two finished. Daniel Voyles won the race, and Torin Deeter finished 3rd. And these two, with their good finishes and just overall the top 3 points struggling, that is what has helped them. And they are a total of 32 points back from Andrew Gorman. So I think that they are definitely going to need to avoid the trouble and finish good if they're going to have a more realistic shot of winning this championship. And to me, it's not just these 5 drivers. There are Blaine Keys, Biff Crafton, Jacob Reed, and Bruno Ketchog. They still could win this championship, but it's a rare chance. They would have to win this race in Daytona and hope that drivers like Andrew Gorman, Dale Scott, Dean Orton, Torin Deeter, and Daniel Voyles, they all wreck in these next 2 events. To me, that's the only way those 2 are going to those 4 are gonna have a shot at winning this championship. And so overall, things are gonna get interesting. And so now let's get these cars rolling off. Here is the starting lineup. So on the pole, Tony Valerio, he's had a struggling season, but maybe the magic will turn around for him. Alongside of him, Nick Smith, Arch Hostin, John Martin, Daniel Voyles, Torin Deeter, Hurley Haywood, Jim Kelly, Abe Troxa, and Ono Balvin. That rounds off the top 10. The points leader, Andrew Gorman, starts 14th. Dean Orton starts 22nd, 3rd place in points, and Dale Scott, 2nd place in points, starts outside the top 30 once again in the 37th position. And so this is going to be an interesting race. And I think that since the racing, I think is going to be close. And I think that because we are going to have a lot of lead changes, I think that we could easily have a first-time winner. and there are actually many drivers high up in points that have actually yet to win, despite the consistency, the good consistency. So overall, what's gonna happen in the championship picture after 27 laps? And now, in front of this crowd of about 131,000, we are green at Las Vegas. Tony Valerio, he gets a great start, and our Hassan should be on his bumper. And our Hassan, he's peaking. He might move Tony Valerio out of the way. And looks like that's what is what he's playing on here. Whoa! John Martin and Nick Smith, they almost hook each other. And now we gotta go in the back of the field. To where we'll find Andrew Gorman. He has a hole right there. He has a hole right there to the bottom, and he takes it. So that is a great move for him. And anyway, already our first leader of the day is Arsh Hassan, started third, now first. Now look at this, Daniel Voyles trying to lead a lap. If Daniel Voyles can lead a lap, that's gonna be 1 point closer to possibly winning this championship. But he has Nick Smith behind him. Nick Smith is looking to advance his position in order to get to the lead. Anyway, so here is here's Abe Troxell, and overall we are still green. We've now gotten the first 2 laps green flag, but to me, I think that isn't gonna. I don't think it's gonna stay like that for much longer. So Daniel Voyles, he did lead this lap. Oh, and there we go behind them, Andrew Gorman on the apron. Dean Orton escaped it. It looks like Dale Scott, he escaped it as well. Peyton Keys was around. Hurley Haywood with a lot of damage. He was inside the top 10. John Martin was also running up front. Oh, watch out. Oh my goodness. Huge packer here. On the apron. Oh, no. It's gonna go after the first caution. We had a crash right here. But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So overall, an early crash to start the race, and I think just like in the Truck Series race, it actually wasn't that big of a crash when it could have been a huge crash. But anyway, our leader is now Nick Smith. And now, let's get an instant replay. John Martin tried to make it 3 wide, and it just did not work at all. Him and Hurley Haywood made contact into Ethanol, and Andrew Gorman did get a piece of it, but he was able to escape it. Him and Hurley Haywood go hard into the outside wall, and then right here, Payne Keys couldn't get slowed down in time, actually hits John Martin, and then he goes around. As you can see, Dale Scott, he barely just got by that just in time. Payne Keys, I think that might be enough damage that could take him out of the race, depending on how much damage it created to the radiator or just overall the engine. But anyway, now let's go on board some drivers. I kind of have no idea how Austin Kennedy was able to get slowed down just in time and avoid this. Right in front of him, Payne Keys in the 20. What could have been a first career victory all went down the toilet very fast because John Martin was being too aggressive too early. He's lucky that when he came down the racetrack, he did not take out all of these drivers that went by him. No DNF, so we still have all 42 drivers on the racetrack and on the lead lap. And to me, I wonder how. I don't know. So when I look at Dale Scott, he's still far in the back of the field, which is probably not the safest spot to be. He almost got taken out or got collected. Dean Orton, he's still at mid-pack. Andrew Gorman did actually move up a couple of positions. So it looks like things are going good for Andrew Gorman. But I think at this time around, we're going to get a long green flag run, and I think to me that is where I think we'll see the comers and goers. Anyway, Nick Smith leads us back to the green flag. Nick Smith, I believe he's won twice, and they've both been on road course events, looking to get his first career oval win. And he is capable of winning at ovals. His last oval win did come back in Season 1 at Hillside, where he barely beat Garrett Sinor in a photo finish. And behind him, he has Johnny Mills, a 2-time winner. As these top 4 have actually checked away from the rest of the field, strangely. Dean Orton, I see him trying to go somewhere, but Dale Scott, he's just stuck on the back. Dale Scott might possibly just be waiting for his competition to all get wiped out. That could be what is going on. Anyway, here comes Daniel Voyles. to the inside of Karen Blake, and I gotta say, I think there were many drivers that I did benefit from that caution, and one of them is Daniel Voyles, because I felt like if that caution didn't come out, Daniel Voyles would have been dropping back like a rock to possibly outside the top 20 or 30, you know. But anyway, Nick Smith, he's just pulling away, so this could possibly be Nick Smith's race to lose. Anyway, here comes Riley Smith, the Daytona winner, and that is his only victory this season, which was the very first event. I see Alan Gray, Tony Valerio, Arch Hossain, they're going back up to the front. Andrew Gorman, he's kind of just, he's kind of laying back here. Evan Paula, I think he is dropping back. William Beffer trying to go somewhere. Dean Orton trying to go somewhere as well. Trying to continuing to make spots up on the bottom. And I actually think that with the field being pretty spread out, I think it actually could lead to some to some disastrous wrecks if a wreck does happen, which could happen right here. Oh, there we go! There we go! Damn Voyles! Evolved right in front of the field. Tony Valerio around. And they all save it. But Dan Voyles, he did get some damage in that. I had a feeling caution was going to come out. And Dan Voyles, that is a lot of damage to his car. Oh, no, they go behind them! They all wreck! Dale Scott does get some slight damage in this. Dean Orton got damage. Ooh, Justin Tolonopoulos, Matt Hotchkiss, Charles Belling, John Martin with more damage. Hurley Haywood involved. Oh, no, never mind. That's not Dean Orton. Jacob Reed, he's smoking. And this all happened in front of the points leader, Andrew Gorman. I had a feeling that the when we had that wreck in turn number 2, which probably initially brought the caution, that it was going to stack up the field so much that it would lead to a melee coming out turn number 4. And I gotta say, turn number 4, even though I'm not gonna say that there is exactly a trouble spot, I do think that turn number 4 is kind of a trouble spot, because it feels like that's where the groove gets the most narrow. But anyway, let's take a look and see how both of these incidents happened. Just like the last wreck, Dan Voyles tries to make a 3 wide, hooks John Martin down into Johnny Mills, and then Tony Valerio just spins right up ahead of Dan Voyles. And the thing is, look at this. Had no one hits Tony Valerio is beyond me. That was pretty amazing. But anyway, Dan Voyles, because of the heavy damage, it really bottlenecks the field up. And then, I don't know what happened. Oh, I know what happened. Look behind here. Karen Blake got hooked by Dean Orton down into Club Crafton, down into Philip Goldberg. Philip Goldberg goes hard into the outside wall. Oh no, Balvin has nowhere to go. Ryan Casey had nowhere to go. Like, he's got damage. There's where Elton Mills gets involved. And look at Dale Scott right here, trying to avoid all, and I believe it gets some slight. I think it did get some slight damage. I think did Torin Deeter get some damage in this? He might had. But overall, just a massive pile up that took out many drivers that could have been some big surprises. And right here you see some more drivers: Tony Valerio piling in, Hayden Keys, Hurley Haywood, so on. And overall, when it looks like it, the championship hopes for drivers like Torin Deeter, Dean Orton, and maybe even Dale Scott, they might all be over, including Daniel Voyles. So to me, I think that if Andrew Gorman, who did a great job, at avoiding the wreck in turn number 2, if he can stay out of trouble, he's going to be breathing a lot more heading to the finale. Even though Andrew Gorman did survive the turn 2 wreck, it wasn't an easy one to survive, because look at this. Look at how close he gets to hitting Tony Valerio. We're gonna rewind this. Rear chase. Yeah, he was just inches from getting involved. And to me, that right there is probably going to be one of the, if Andrew Gorman wins this championship, that is probably going to be one of the biggest reasons why he is or will be our season 2 champion, if he does win the championship, like I just said. I really thought that the stake could have belonged to Daniel Voyles. You know, he won last week at Royal America. I think that gave him a lot of, momentum, and he did lead a lap. And the thing is, he was doing a great job at keeping himself up front and not dropping spots like a rock. But to me, I think that because he made a mistake this late in the season, I think it's going to prevent him from winning back-to-back championships. And then we got fast forward. I think if he does, I think if he is able to continue, I think he is at least lucky that he did not get involved in that melee. Evan DePaula avoided this wreck barely. Evan DePaula avoided the turn 2 wreck in very similar fashion to the way Andrew Gorman avoided this wreck. I really felt like that Torin Deeter could have been the surprise, the dark horse in these final 2 races, but after getting involved in this crash, it's not going to happen. And here's the interesting thing. So the thing is, he does a great job at avoiding this. He slows down just in time. He does kind of get lucky, but look at this behind him. Tony Valerio cannot see through the smoke and gets nailed. Hurley Haywood hits Tony Valerio, who then hits Torin Deeter. And to me, I think that created enough damage on his car to where I think that's definitely going to take him out of the race and thus out of any possibility he has to win this championship. So if Torin Deeter is angry, he's going to be angry at Tony Valerio. Today's edition on how to pass a ton of drivers is brought to you by Garrett Zinor. And you can see this every day, passing drivers on the apron. Out of the several drivers that got involved in the multi-wreck off turn number 4, LJ Mills, I think, is going to be... out of the several drivers that got involved in the turn number 4 melee, I think LJ Mills might be the only one that's going to be able to maintain or keep up with everyone else that not get involved. Because look at this. He just went for a simple spin, all because he got hit in the right side, but he didn't really get hit that hard. Spins twice and gets it back rolling. The driver that took the wildest ride was Cameron Blake, and the driver behind him, Dean Orden, is probably going to be the driver that everyone's going to be mad at because he did hook Cameron Blake into the rest of the field. So here is how they will restart. So here's the top 10, and here's everyone that will be out of the race. Everyone from Torin Deeter to O'Neal Balvin is officially out of the race. And the thing is, when I look at the drivers, Dean Oren starts 27th, Dale Scott starts 24th, Daniel Voyles starts 14th. But here's the thing: I think Daniel Voyles is going to hold up the field because he has all that damage, and for some reason chose not to come down pit road. So because of that, we're going to keep our eye on Daniel Voyles to see if this comes true. And it's probably best to use this angle. Here comes Crafton. Here comes William Bedford. Yep, it looks like that. What I said was true. He better get to the bottom. Yeah, so it looks like after Daniel Voyles, unless something really bad happens to Andrew Gorman, it looks like he will definitely not win this championship. And now they're stacking up behind them. Jim Kelly, Dale Scott trying to get by all of this. Oh no, this is not good. Not good at all. Anyway, and on the right, you can see what's happening up front. Today now goes to the high side, and there they go behind them. Roanoke Hedgehog. Oh my goodness, Matt Hoshkus, Justin Talampas. The three drivers with heavy damage. Daniel Voyles right in front of Elton Mills. Okay, he gets out of the way. And so that brings out another caution, and our leader is still Riley Smith. So I believe we've had 4 different leaders in this race. And what's kind of interesting is that a season ago, Kevin Bull drove this 0-1 car to victory lane. And so can Riley Smith do the same? We still kind of have a long way to go. But anyway, let's take a look at an instant replay. I kind of feel like that Ben Goldberg was getting impatient, and I kind of feel like he just dumped for a Kitchek right in front of, right next to Matt Hoshkis, and Matt Hoshkis, he goes for a spin, but then right here the worst comes when Justin Thomas just has nowhere to go, and I think he actually nails Matt Hoshkis in the driver's door, so pretty hard collision. I think Matt Hoshkis, I think is definitely going to be aching. But anyway, let's take you back to the green flag. Roush family teammates Matt Hoshkis and Justin Tolapas are officially out of the race, and now when I look at the running order, I think Dale Scott is trying to get up to the front, and I think that he could possibly, if we stay green the rest of the way, possibly get up to Andrew Gorman and maybe pass it, but I think it all depends on what happens. I think drivers like Dale Scott and Dean Orton and Daniel Voyles, I think they're probably all hoping that something bad does happen to Andrew Gorman, because that will increase the likelihood of winning this championship. But anyway, here we go. Green flag is out. Riley Smith once again pulls away, so it might take a while for anyone to catch up to him. And let's see. Okay, Daniel Voyles. Okay, yeah, Daniel Voyles. He's far enough behind to where he shouldn't be much of an interference anymore. Anyway, Andrew Gorman. One thing Andrew Gorman does not want to do is give up spots. And I think one thing Andrew Gorman is hoping for is the caution to come out. But anyway, up front, Riley Smith, he continues to lead, but here comes Arch Hossain with the help of Kendall Maynor and Cameron Garlington. They all get by Nick Smith. Here comes Alan Gray in the 26, a driver that has also yet to win, and a driver that has had a very up and down season. Johnny Mills, the two-time winner, to the inside of Johnny Mills goes Jonas Mass Jr. And look at this, Andrew Gorman giving us spots. Like I said one lap ago, something that he does not want to do. Abe Troxel is going to get by him, and possibly Garrett Sindor. And meanwhile, up front, Dale Scott, he is on the preferred lane, and he is going somewhere. So this could get very interesting. Andrew Gorman is gonna possibly fall out of the top 10. And here we go, battle for the lead. Here comes Cameron Garlington to the inside of Riley Smith. Now, I think this side-by-side battle should allow Arch Hossain to catch them faster than if it was single file. Now Arch Hossain, now he goes to the bottom of Riley Smith. Nick Smith is now following him. And no, those two are not related. Cameron Garlington now leads. He's looking for his first career victory. He's come close a couple. He's come close on a couple of occasions. I think most recently Morgan Woods. Jonas Mass Jr. in the 97, a driver that they even though he's had a pretty solid, decent season, 14 points as of this race beginning, he has yet to win, and I think earlier in the season he was higher up in points. But now, will Arch Hossain and Nick Smith work together? The answer is no. And overall, now Andrew Gorman, he is on the bottom. And Dale Scott, he's now starting to fall back. It hasn't been as easy for him to gain spots. And the way things are right now, Andrew Gorman is probably going to have maybe like a 10-point lead. But here we go. White flag is out. Final lap to go. And Cameron Garlington, he is just pulling away. No one's going to catch him down the back stretch for the final time. And so now the exciting battle is now between second place Alan Gray and Nick Smith. But here we go. Off of turn number 4, Cameron Garlington is going to see the checkered flag, and he will get his first career victory at Las Vegas. And so congrats to Cameron Garlington. You've done it, and possibly the way things are. I think possibly with this one, he could possibly get himself into, if he finishes, I think that if he gets a great finish next week at Armory Digital Super Speedway, which is the track that hosts the finale, I think that I think that he could possibly make it into the top 5 points. He can't. last week he got mathematically eliminated from the title, so while he can't win the title, I think that I think that what his win, I think that he can possibly carry it on uh, into next week. But anyway, here is the finishing result. So Cameron Gallatin wins. Alan Gray once again comes close. Nick Smith almost gets his first oval win. Jono Smith Jr., Arsh Hossain. That rounds off to the top 5. The dominant driver of the day, Riley Smith, finishes 6th. Garrett Center 7th. Andrew Gorman 8th. Kendall Minor 9th. And Lisa Gonzalez gets a top 10. And so now, when I look at the point standings, I think that even though I think it's now down to a 3-man race. I think that because both Daniel Voyles and Torin Deeter finished so poorly, they're not going to have any shot of winning this championship. Those two are probably going to get mathematically eliminated, and so what I think is going to happen what's going to happen is that it's going to come down to a 3-man race. Andrew Gorman, Dale Scott, Dean Orton, and I think that Andrew Gorman could easily take this thing away, because with Andrew Gorman finishing in 8th and Dale Scott finishing 20th, that 1 point gap between those two is now going to be a 13-point gap. But the thing is, Armory Digital Super Speedway, like it says in the title, is a super speedway. Anyone can win that race. The big one can strike at any moment, and so the thing is, I think that even though Andrew Gorman is going to see that he has a 13-point lead, it's probably not going to mean very much to him. So I think next week, I think it is going to come down to who finishes the best. And I think that in the case of Dean Orton, who finished 24th, he's going to be the gap between him and Andrew Gorman was 14 points. I think it's now going to be maybe almost 30 points. So I think Dean Orton, I think he's going to need a little luck on his side. But anyway, so overall, just like we saw yesterday in the truck race, a pretty exciting, action-packed race. It definitely had drama. It definitely had its unpredictable events, in my opinion. And now we just have one more race left to go this weekend, and then we'll know our championship bout in all 3 series heading off to the finale. And so I hope that you tune in. So I hope that you do tune in for the Hot Wheels Cup Series event, because I think that it will be pretty exciting as well, not only on the racetrack but also in the point standings. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and buy. Congrats to Cameron Garlington on your first win.